Do you think you're going to eat eggs after talking to me?
No.
No? Do you think you're going to eat cheese and dairy products after talking to me?
No.
No? And therefore going vegan, what do you think?
It shouldn't taste the same after seeing this and talking to you actually.
So do you think you're going vegan then?
Yes.
Yes? These interactions of mine are meant to educate and train other vegan activists like myself. These interactions are not perfect. It's a constant evolution. My videos are for you vegans to critique me and help me improve my interactions. And hopefully these videos are also for you to learn from my interactions, to encourage you to do street activism because it works, as you can see. I'm showing the industries that abuse animals.
This Palestinian in particular has never thought about veganism before, but as you will see, she is logical, so it makes sense. The forever war going on in her country for over a century contains the same sentience and massacre as she is watching on these screens. As many wise Greek and Indian philosophers concluded, many shall suffer wars as long as we eat the flesh of animals. Anyone can listen to the oldest audio recordings of real slaves who lamented they were treated like animals, either bartered that way, left to fend for themselves, or sent to war as fodder for cannon fodder at the front lines. Anyone can listen to the two surviving and separate Jewish Holocaust members who turned vegan because as child prisoners of war, they remember being treated like animals. Anybody who bothers to look at who the slave drivers were, what instruments they used, you can still see instruments in use on farms, and it's the innocent paying the price while perpetuating society. As long as a Cartesian philosopher defends his stance that animals don't feel pain as we do, as long as a doctor tortures black women and defending that they don't feel pain as we do, as long as fishermen or any hunter, despite having a supermarket within 3 miles of their home, defends their stance that they don't feel pain at all, or have a better death, then don't lament that you can't go vegan because wars exist somewhere in the world, or that Inuits exist somewhere in the world. What goes around comes around, but you can stop it with a personal choice that for the first time doesn't affect the personal choice of other sentient beings, their innate choice to want to live and not feel pain.
It's like the egg industry and the dairy industries. And so I'm showing the best of the best. All these animals you see here, they came from free range, cage free, humane certified, etc., etc. They even came from small farms. So it doesn't matter where they came from, they wind up dead. So how do you feel when you see this? If it's not good enough for your eyes, how come it's good enough for your stomach? This is what you eat 3 times a day, right? Every single day, 365 days a year, unnecessarily, right? So is this animal abuse? Yes. Are you against animal abuse? Yes. Is there anything that justifies animal abuse? No? Are you against animal abusers, the ones who cut their tails and their beaks and they rip up their testicles without anesthesia, the ones who boil them alive to clean their skin before they are dead, etc., etc.? The ones that grind them up alive. You would not be friends with people like this, right?
No way.
So we have 2 kinds of workers working in here. We have the immigrants. They have no papers. They really have a hard time doing this. The first cause of suicides. I'd like you to do your little research after talking to me. The first cause of suicides are these workers. The first cause of drug addiction. The first cause of alcoholism and also domestic violence. So you don't have to believe everything I say. It would be great if you question everything and you could do your research afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's also human abuse, right? Yes. And then we have the other ones, the ones who enjoy doing this. You have plenty of videos on YouTube.
Who profit from doing this?
Sorry?
The one who profit from doing this.
Yes. The ones who profit from doing this, their bosses.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say you have the psychopaths as well, the people who enjoy doing this. You have plenty of videos on YouTube of those psychopaths who enjoy doing it. They film themselves while they're torturing and killing animals. So we have 2 different kinds of people working in here. So their bosses, the ones who pay them the salary every month, to those psychopaths, do you think they are as guilty as them?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Even more so, maybe? If someone wants to kill a dog, and instead of killing the dog, he pays somebody else to kill the
Yeah,
dog.
of
Both are guilty, yes?
Yeah.
And most people say the one who pays the assassin is even more guilty. This is what most people say. What do you think? The ones who pay for someone to kill.
Both are psychopaths in the
Yes.
same level.
And where the money comes from to pay those bosses, to pay the psychopaths.
From us.
Exactly. Have you ever thought about this? Maybe
Actually,
not.
not this deeply, but I was trying to reduce my consumption of meat.
All right. You were trying to be less violent to your victims. That's exactly what I'm just translating what you said for you to understand exactly what you meant by that, unconsciously.
I'm trying not to, I'm trying to use more vegetables instead of meat. That's
Yes,
what I'm trying
exactly.
I'm trying to find alternatives.
Exactly, yeah. So everybody knows by now that it's absolutely unnecessary, not necessary, to eat animals and to eat their secretions. Secretions means ovulations, means eggs, means also dairy, which is the milk for calves.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely unnecessary to eat that, right? Because I'm vegan and I'm not dead. I guess you're Indian, maybe?
No, I'm Palestinian.
Oh, Palestinian, sorry. So you have some Indians who have a very specific religion. I always forget the name of the religion.
Hindu, I guess.
No.
No?
And they have been without eating animals and without eating eggs and dairy for millennia.
Yeah.
And so you have vegan athletes, you have vegan bodybuilders, you have 88 million vegans in the world. I'm vegan, I'm not dead, obviously. So obviously, you don't have to be...
Thankfully.
Sorry?
Thankfully.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to be very intelligent to count 1 and 1 is 2 and realize that it's not necessary, right? So if it's not necessary to eat animals and it's not necessary to eat their secretions, then it becomes morally unjustifiable, right?
That's true.
So do you think it's possible to be against animal abuse and at the same time abusing animals?
Maybe I should take more serious steps towards that.
Do you think it's possible to eat eggs and cheese and dairy, obviously, and meat and fish and be against animal abuse at the same time? No.
That's bullshit.
That's bullshit. That's being hypocrite, yes? So do you feel comfortable being a hypocrite? Do you feel uncomfortable enough to make the change?
I hope I'm strong enough to do so.
You hope what?
I hope I'm strong enough to do so.
Why do you have to be strong to? Why do you have to be strong to stop abusing animals?
Maybe fuck. You know what?
Sorry, I don't hear you.
You know what? I'll try to take more serious steps.
Yes. Try, yes? All right. What if you're...
Not buy the dairy stuff and the meat stuff. You know?
Yes. Do you think it's... If you were
It's
the...
possible to replace it with vegetables. That's what I'm recently discovering, actually, because when I came from Jordan, vegan and vegetarian is not very popular, let's say...
In Palestine?
I am Palestinian, but I grew up in Jordan because we had to move to Jordan
Okay.
during the wars and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not very popular, but recently I realized that I can actually find alternatives, you know. I minimized my consumption of meat, so I guess that's good. And maybe I'll try to cut it at all.
Yes. But if you were the victim instead of the victimizer, if you were the victim instead of the oppressor, instead of the assassin, would it be okay for your assassin, for your oppressor, for your victimizer to say to you, I'm going to think about it, I'm going to try not to kill you, I'm going to try to abuse you less, or maybe I will abuse you only on Sundays. Today I might not kill you, only cutting your leg. Would it be okay for you?
It's crazy when you say that because I feel like my
Yeah,
people
I'm going to
are
place myself
going-
here for the light. It's better if you watch it here,
Yeah,
and
no,
people
it's
watch it
fine.
better. Yeah.
But but I mean, like with what my people are going through right now, it feels like you're speaking like very close to home, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes so much sense. So thank you for your time and thank you for standing in the cold.
Thank you. But I would like to ask you just a few questions more.
Yeah, of
So
course.
after talking to you, you agree about everything I said. You think this is wrong,
Yeah.
etc. But why do I have the impression, and I hope I'm wrong, that after talking to me, you're not going to stop abusing animals. You're not going to stop slicing the throats of innocent, defenseless baby animals unnecessarily. You're going to still do it, and after talking to me, you're going to do it intentionally, and you're going to do it maliciously because now you know exactly where your victims come
No,
from.
it's not that. But I actually was thinking like I will not actually make the step until I go to buy groceries and not buy it, you know?
Oh, I
Now
see.
telling you like, yeah, I will do it is just talk. And to me, it's like, I feel like it's bullshit. I'm sorry for the word, but the real action is when I actually go to the grocery store and I find replacements, you know, because this is a lot.
When you say replacements, what exactly what do you mean exactly by replacements? When the food is finished in your house.
Yeah, I think more where I put the meat, I can replace it with vegetables easily.
Yes.
That's what I have been doing recently.
Yes, yes.
But I guess maybe next time I will not buy meat because this is
Dead animals,
crazy.
your victims.
Yeah.
You will not buy
Oh man, that's crazy.
your victims again. You'll buy something else. Do you know the horrors behind the egg industry? No? Chickens are genetically modified. So they lay eggs, they lay one egg every day usually, instead of one, because eggs is the ovulation of these birds.
Yeah.
So if they were not genetically modified, they would lay one egg a month, but they are laying one egg every day. And that causes a lot of pain mentally and physically.
Yeah.
And they lose their calcium each time they lay an egg, so their bones they break eventually. But instead of they should actually eat their own eggs to recover the calcium, but then you steal those eggs from them in order to eat them yourself. The babies, the baby chicks, the male ones, they ground them up when they are born because they are not useful for the animal industry because they will lay no eggs. So you can see this in here and also in my video here and also on YouTube.
Crazy.
On YouTube you can
It's a
see that,
lot.
how they grind them up alive, all those baby chicks, millions and millions and millions. If they are not grinding them up, they bury them alive. Or they,
Why though?
because they are not useful for the animal industry. Sometimes they use their meat for pet food, but many other times they just bury them, or they burn them, or they suffocate them.
Humans are shit, man. Humans are really bad.
Evil, extremely evil. Yes. And so
And it's really sad that honestly it takes 27 years of my life and someone to be standing in the cold with a laptop for me to think about it, you know? And thank you for that, really.
thank you. That's why I'm here, for people to think and to see if they get to their own conclusions after I'm asking them questions, and to see if they're aligning their moral values with their actions. Because if you say you're against animal abuse, but tonight you're going to eat, or tomorrow,
Yeah.
an egg, it doesn't make any sense.
But man, it should taste different after seeing this and hearing what you are saying.
So then what happens with the chickens is that when they are no longer being able to lay eggs, they place them in a dark place and they stop feeding them. So that stress makes them lay even a few more eggs. And
Yeah.
when they are completely exhausted, then they cut their throats like here, and you eat them in the soup. So obviously you agree that the egg industry is cruel, yes? Yes. And same thing with dairy. They rape the bulls in the ass with some device. So the bull gets an electric discharge in his prostate gland. So he ejaculates very painfully. So they get the semen and they place it in the vagina of the cow. And for the cow to get pregnant, for sure, they fist her in the ass up until the shoulder. You have many videos on YouTube, and also I'm showing it here. And so she gets pregnant for sure.
This is for the eggs.
No, this is for the milk.
Oh,
I'm talking about the bulls and the cows now. They rape the. Yeah, but the chickens are. All the animals are raped in order to, because we're talking about 92.2 billion land animals a year. They are all artificially, bred. That's why there are so many. And we talk about 3 trillion marine animals. Many of them are also artificially bred. And so we talk about the dairy now. So as I was saying, they rape the cow, they place the semen in the vagina of the cow, they feast the cow. This is rape, obviously. So they rape the bull, and then they rape the cow. And so as soon as the baby of the cow is born, they separate it from her mother. So her mother cries for a long, long, long time, just like any other mother. Some mothers even die when they follow the truck where the babies are, because they get exhausted by following the truck. And so they separate them, and they put the babies in a very small place, so they cannot develop their muscles, because they want their meat to be very tender.
Yeah.
And so instead of giving the milk to the babies, they give it to you, obviously. And so they give them a diet that is very poor in iron, so they get anemic on purpose. So the meat has a certain texture or look or taste. That's why they do it. And then they cut the throat of this baby, and then you eat it as a veal. Veal is a baby, is the baby of the cow.
Wow.
And that's
they do it in the most cruel way they could think of.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly. And that's because people consume dairy. That's because people consume cheese and yogurts and milk.
Oh, it's a lot.
And so they place machines in the teats of the cow to get the milk, and they get an infection. It's called mastitis, and that creates pus, obviously, and blood, and it's an infection. So they have to inject them antibiotics. So every time you buy cheese and other dairy products, you're also eating the antibiotics, you're eating the pus, you're eating the blood, you're eating the hormones, and obviously dairy is not healthy for you. It's full of fat. It clogs your arteries, so it's absolutely crazy to drink milk from another species. No one does that. You would not drink milk from a dog or from a female dog or any other animal.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here for people to think why they're drinking the milk of an animal. It doesn't make any sense.
That's very true.
And so the dairy products are pasteurized. So when you eat cheese and everything, it doesn't affect you because it's pasteurized, but it's still there. The pus is still there and the blood is still there. And so when cows are no longer being able to give milk, they cut their throats and you eat them as a burger. So I'm asking you also, is the dairy industry cruel? Obviously.
It's a lot.
So do you think you're going to eat eggs after talking to me?
No.
No? You think you're going to eat cheese and dairy products after talking to me?
No.
No? And what about fish? We didn't talk about fish yet. But
No, man, I don't have time for that. I need to go to sleep. I'm
okay.
very tired.
But
thank you
you
for
get the
your
message.
time.
You get the message, yeah?
I got the message. And
All right. Please
really
take.
thank you for your effort.
Thank you very much. Please take a picture of this. You have some more information here.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love that.
Do you walk in here many times? It's the first time that I see you.
Yeah, I do actually. But I haven't been here in a minute, so yeah,
and this one too.
got it. Yeah, I got both of them.
Oh, both of them, yeah?
together.
Okay, this is a QR. So when you
Yeah,
go
I
home,
can,
you read it, yeah?
Yeah, I can do it with the photo.
So,
Thank you much.
so I hope after talking to me, you will stop eating eggs and
Yes.
dairy and fish and meat, and therefore going vegan. What do you think?
It shouldn't taste the same after seeing this and talking to you actually.
So do you think you're going vegan then?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, that's great. That's great.
I want to. That is my.
Whatever you want to eat in an animal form, you just go to Google and write it down.
Yeah.
If you want to eat an ice cream, a vegan ice cream, you just write it down, and they have plenty of videos teaching you how to do it.
Of course, now we have the internet and we can look up whatever we want.
I would like to give you my number because you're a very special person. You went vegan and you were very, open-minded. My number is very easy. It's 66, just in case you have to ask me anything.
Your number is very nice.
Why don't you write it down just in case you forget it?
Yeah.
Because some people do. I know I'm being very insistent, but it's important for me to be in contact with you. Yeah, and your phone is Spanish or not?
Yeah.
All right, because otherwise it's plus 34, you know?
Yeah. What do I save it as? Vegan stuff.
Yeah, you can say activist, whatever.
Vegan Marcus. Thank you, Marcus, so much.
So it would be great if you could send me a message, a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And if I don't say anything, please send it me again because I have some problems with the WhatsApp for whatever
I
reason.
will send you. I will tell you. Wait. Yara from Palestine who wants to know more about veganism.
Okay, perfect.
I would appreciate like if you have any articles to read, stuff you share with people.
Of course.
That who are going
Of course.
vegan.
I'll do that, yes.
So I will just send you and I would appreciate that a lot.
Of course, I'll do that for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye bye.
That was a beautiful interaction.